What up, everyone? Lisha and I decided to come to the Sperry House. Yeah, he calls it a Sperry House, even though it's not a Sperry House. So this was once flour mill. See here it says the Sultan Flour Mill. This was in 1915. The Southern Mill operated from the 19th century until 1936 and served on an extensive customer base. So this was the flour mill.
Shalom and welcome to the 7 Flour Mill site located on the banks of the Yukon River. In front of you is a restored flour mill that was operational here for hundreds of years. The flour mill is located in the canal of the Yukon River, which was once one of the most abundant rivers in all of Israel. The river provided the water pressure to operate the mills and grind the wheat. Built along the Yukon River that runs east to west were 5 flour mills, with this mill located farthest to the west. The use of flour mills in the land of Israel began during the time of the Romans, who built here both a bridge and a dam. The dam served as a base for a larger dam built later and is still in existence. You can see remnants of the bridge protruding up from the reservoir pool to your right. In the Jewish Talmud, flour mills that were located by water sources were a point of discussion between the rabbis Hillel and Shammai, proving that these mills existed from the 1st century here in the land of Israel. The Yukon was the 2nd largest river after the Jordan River. Therefore, it was reasonable to assume that ancient flour mills were once present here, but no remains were found due to the strong water flow. This flour mill was operated during the 19th century by residents of the local small village of Jerisha. The village was located close to the banks of the Yukon, that in Arabic was called the El Rouja. There were 3 buildings here that served the purpose of grinding flour. The northern and the southern buildings had 2 grinding mechanisms each, while the western one, that was the largest, had 7 mechanisms, hence the name of the site, the 7 Flour Mills. The buildings were constructed from local sandstone, called hukar, and parts of them can still be seen around the site. The southern flour mill in front of you is the restored one. Every grinding mechanism included 2 millstones laid one on top of the other. The lower one was set in place, while the upper one was able to turn. The friction between the 2 stones led to the grinding of the wheat grains. The process needed power that was provided by the strong water flow from the river. The water was diverted into a central reservation pool, which can be seen to the right of the building. From there, the water flowed through an inclined canal onto a water wheel made out of wood or iron, which transferred the circular movement to the millstones. The flour mills served farmers from all around the country. Some of them brought their wheat here from as far as the mountains of Hebron. Quite often, they had to wait in line for days to have their wheat ground. Therefore, a restaurant and a coffee shop were open to serve them. Gradually, the area was developed for recreation and leisure for the residents of the region. Even a boat dock was erected. This flour mill provided 4,000 tons of flour annually, enough to produce bread for 30,000 people. The use of water mills declined gradually until it completely stopped in 1936. The buildings were abandoned, fell into ruin, and disappeared. In 2001, 65 years after the flour mills stopped functioning, they were exposed by the Israel Antiquity Authority and the Ganei Yeshua Park, and the process of restoration began. The reservoir pool was exposed, the domes were found, and the walls of the building were partially restored using sandstone and chalk from the site. During the 1997 Maccabiah Games, a devastating disaster happened when a faulty bridge collapsed on which Australian athletes were crossing over the Yukon, killing 4 people and injuring dozens more. A fund in their memory was established to restore this site. It was mainly financed by the Jewish communities in Australia and Italy through the Jewish National Fund and with the cooperation of Ganei Yeshua and the municipality of Tel Aviv.